Hi, and welcome to another Trace Trust chat. Hey, Meryl, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. We have a really great topic today. It's really something that comes up often in conversations with us and people we meet. So, today we're going to talk about how people can go from having an idea to getting their product out to the market. So, let's start at the beginning. How can people tell if that idea is worth developing?
So, step one is identify what kind of product you're trying to develop. How is this different from existing products in the marketplace today? Is it innovative, disruptive, or a refiner? This is something we talk about all the time. Innovation means there's nothing like it out there. Disruptive means it's something that's existing, but your way is going to really change how it's used today or perceived. And then refining is it's already out there, but what you're going to do is enhance that experience. Um, so then you need to define if there is a unique value proposition, right? What is this offer that is not, again, out there or going to make a significant impact in where that market is today? The next thing is research. Who is the target audience? Who's going to use this? Who are your competitors? What are comparing yourself against? Price, performance, look, feel, etc. How much demand is there for this type of product, right? You want something that's not just bought once. You want it bought over time. And then what are some of the regulatory requirements that you're going to have to consider for this, right? There is, generally some form of oversight for anything that you put out there. Are you going to require special equipment or ingredients that you're going to need to produce this product? And how much will it cost to produce? That's the actual cost. The labor, the ingredients, the packaging, the manufacturing, the logistics, all of those things have to be considered for you to define how much it's going to sell for, and is again that going to match up with where the competitors are in the marketplace.
So it sounds like what we're talking about here is market research, which is super important. We're always encouraging people to do it. But let's give a little bit more specifics on how you actually do market research.
So the whole world, as we know today, is really being run by data. And you need data to make good decisions if getting this idea is worth your time, resources, and energy to move it forward. And so if you have a boatload of money, go out and hire somebody to do this. You can pay for all kinds of data. You can pay, to have really formal research done. But realistically, that's probably not the place to start. You really should start on your own research. And we live in a great time period where a lot of this is accessible for you to gain information. And so you can go out and see if there's anything out there in the marketplace. You can see it in potential retail settings. You can see it online. You can see it in various access points that you can check out and see where other people are using this. You can also gather your own data, right? All of this we want you collecting it. What else is out there? Do pictures, get pricing, keep track of what you're finding. And then you're looking out of this when you start to go through what you've collected. Can you still differentiate? How am I going to differentiate? Is there a gap in the marketplace, an opportunity for me to really bring this forward? Is there anything like it? Or is this really, as I said, innovative, right? A real change, something that doesn't exist that's going to make a difference. So that innovation, disruption, refinement, where do I fit in those three areas? And then getting that real understanding of where it is, the pricing and the packaging, right? How am I going to present this? How am I going to tell this story? How am I going to build a brand around it?
So, people do their market research. It still seems like a great idea to move forward. What's the next step? How do they start getting out there?
The third phase of this is creating some form of a prototype. You have to get something in front of people to get feedback. You have to see, is this of interest? Is this make sense? And so, you really want to use that time to create the essential features to defining what this product is, how you're going to talk about it, how people respond to it. You want to create different variations. This is where failure is a wonderful time for this, because you want to continue to refine it and you want to get feedback. So each time it doesn't work, you're getting better and closer to what it is going to be. You want to define who the best people are to test this, right? So yes, friends and family, coworkers, neighbors, potential customers, even, going to the retailers and saying to them, "Hey, I'm not asking you to buy this, but I know that you look at things like this all the time, and it would be so wonderful. I'd be so grateful if you could just give me some form of feedback on this. You want to let your creativity flow, right? You really want to have several iterations of it, and really get as much information as you can back so that you are improving it. And then most importantly, you really want to understand how much people are willing to pay for it and would they buy it again.
So prototype's going great. How do you take it from this is a great idea, I have a working prototype, to now I have a business?
So now you've created enough samples, maybe you've sold small amounts of it, you've, been at different events and things, and you've gotten some form of traction. And now you need to make more than whatever the few things that you have, right? Or tested in a bigger marketplace. So through that research, through that prototyping, you have some understanding of what it costs. So now you're going to need to define how much money I need to get to that next level. Can you bootstrap a little more? Do you need to go out to friends and family? Like, you need to figure out what it's going to cost you to scale. You need to create a production plan. How much do I need to make? How long is it going to take to make that? What is the timeline, to get more out there? How are you going to manage the supply chain? Maybe up until this minute, if it's some form of food type product, maybe you've been buying things at the grocery store. So now I need to look, buy it more in bulk. I've got to drive some of the costs out of this. I need to really get closer to the price that I'm going to charge for this product. I'm going to need to develop my go to market strategy. How am I going to get people interested to buy this? The brand, the storyline, the different visuals I'm going to need, all of the things, do I sell it myself, right? Or do I need help in defining what that is? So I need to figure out all of those nuances of a strategy for somebody to purchase this, both at a wholesale level and at a retail level. And then what help do I need, right? I might not have all the experience. So what outside experts do I need to help me launch this product? And this is all of that criterion strategy is coming out of this scaling up. And then most important is in this method and in this process point, you're going to need to determine if you are going to be a manufacturer or marketer. And I do not recall whoever said that first, but that is really something that goes across all industries, across all R&D, across all prototyping and bringing things to market is, am I producing this myself or am I just the conduit to tell and put it out there?
Why does it matter to decide whether you're the marketer or the manufacturer?
So if you are a manufacturer, there is a lot of infrastructure that has to go into that. So equipment, it's ingredients, it's technology, it's insurance, it's logistics, it's labor costs, it's everything from start to finish, right? And you have total control when you own your own manufacturing process. If you're in marketing, you don't have the control over the actual production of the product, but you do have a lot of control over the brand identity, the quality of the product, the look and feel of the product. Somebody else is actually doing the production and it takes more expense, right? It's money now that you're going to have to lay out. And so you're going to also have to determine how you're going to get profitable off of that. So these are the considerations if you're a marketer versus a manufacturer.
So, like, when does it make sense to manufacture and when does it make sense to focus on being a marketer?
So if you're coming into this idea to bring something to the marketplace, but you come from that industry, you have prior knowledge, you come from manufacturing background, you might have a partner, somebody that you've worked with that's producing this. All of those things make sense for you to continue to manufacture this yourself. But if you really don't have that expertise and you're just starting out, that is a huge amount of expense and resources and risk that you're not sure about because you're still in a proof of concept phase of getting this into repeated sales, right? And bigger sales and more knowledge. So that's why you really want to have a manufacturer that can produce for you and even grow with you because they're bringing all of that knowledge and expertise and they're also helping you control some of those expenses of what it costs to produce.
So this has been a really great, like high level roadmap. Let's give a quick recap on the steps it takes to get from an idea to a customer.
So the first step is identifying the product and its place in the marketplace. And it involves determining whether it's innovative, disruptive, or refinement, which is what we continually talk about, right? So innovation is new, disruptive means it's a game changer in that category, or a refiner enhancing what's something that already exists and creating a new experience. The second step is research, which includes market research, operational considerations, such as special equipment and regulatory requirements. The third step is prototyping, right? Getting enough samples out there for people to give you feedback to really make sure that when you're ready to grow, you have something that is tangible and you understand what the costs are around that. And then the fourth step is scaling. Now you've proven enough that people are interested in this, there is a market for it. And so, how are you going to build a business around that? How much do you need to produce? Who's going to produce this for you? What is the pricing? What's my overall go to market strategy for sales, content, branding? And then, who might I need on my team to help me get to that launch?
So this is great. And as usual, if folks feel like they need help developing that product roadmap, feel free to message us here on LinkedIn or on our website at tracetrust.com. Great talking to you, Meryl.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.